Hey everyone, welcome back for this week's super easy, super fast, yet very important quick tip. Do you have a lot of paper towels at home? You need paper towels when you're cooking. Can you believe it? You ever notice when you read a recipe how often it says when you take the meat out of the container or the cryovac or whatever it is you purchased it in, pat it dry before seasoning? You ever pay attention to that step? Do you ever skip it and see what happens? It is extremely important to make sure that whatever meat you are cooking is pat down dry before you season and cook it. And let me tell you why. It's the only way to get a proper sear on whatever meat it is you're going to cook. If you want to maybe sear a pork loin or chicken breasts or a steak before you then take it and place it in the oven, it's got to be dry in order to sear, in order to brown, in order to crisp up and sear in all the flavor. If you take wet meat and put it in a hot pan, you ever notice what you get? Steam. Steam. Whether it's a lot of steam or a little bit of steam, you get steam. And when you get steam, steam creates, it is moisture. Moisture prevents crisp, prevents a sear. It makes for a light colored, coated, cooked piece of whatever it is that you're making, but it has no sear to it. A great example is scallops. When you take scallops out of the container that you purchased them in and you put them in a pan to cook, they're going to be lightly colored on both sides and chewy and almost gummy when you eat them if the pan that you cooked them in was wet. And that moisture, that wetness comes from the scallops right out of the container. You got to get rid of it. Pat them dry. Look, when you take a hot pan and you add some water, you hear that? It's steam. You see it? You don't want that. You don't want steam. Not when you're cooking. Not when you're searing. And the only way to prevent it is to pat the meat down. Pat it down nice and dry. So if you don't have paper towels in your kitchen, when you're doing some cooking, you got to get some. And every time you pull meat out of the container, out of the cryovac, out of the baggie that it came in, pat it down nice and dry before you season it to get the perfect sear every time. That's it. Super quick. Hope you're enjoying your week. See you folks in a few days. This weekend's cooking is going to be a lot of fun, and it's going to involve a bunch of people. Hope to see you there. Take care, folks. Bye-bye.